Hello, we Gates. I hope you all are doing well. So now we are almost towards the end of the chapter. We are now going to look at Wortschatz, email schreiben and pronunciations, Aussprache. So let's start. Das ist jetzt Kursbuch. Im Kursbuch haben wir Wortschatz wiederholen. Wortschatz means vocabulary and wiederholen means to revise. So we are going to revise the vocabulary. Übung 16. Was passt zusammen? There are incomplete sentences to the left hand side and the remaining part of the sentences are given to the right hand side. We have to complete the sentence with the help of the column to the right. Es gibt mehrere Lösungen. Multiple solutions are possible over here. There is no one correct answer. Okay? But of course the sentence has to be logical. So if you try and fix only one answer for each one of them, you will get one single solution for all the sentences. So you can pause the video here for a while and come back with the answers. So now let us discuss and see if you have got everything correct. Wohnt in der Amelungsstraße. Option J. Seine Telefonnummer ist 346598. Option I. Sein Vorname ist Martin. Option H. Sie sind 5 in der Familie. Option G. Wie viele sind Sie in der Familie? Option B. Freising liegt bei München. Just now we saw it was Freising liegt bei München. Nummer 7. Wie ist Ihre Adresse? Option D. Wie heißt die Straße? Option F. Haben Sie eine E-Mail-Adresse? Option E. Nummer 10. Ingolstadt liegt in Süddeutschland. Option A. In this way you can get one single solution for each one of them. Of course there are multiple answers possible. Okay? Good. In the next exercise, Übung 17. Wie heißen die Städte in deiner Sprache? What is the name of these cities in your language? Now in our mother tongue there is no name for these cities, but in English some cities have a different name. Let us see. München is called Munich. Munich in English, M-U-N-I-C-H, Munich. Hamburg. In English it is spelling is same only, but the pronunciation is Hamburg. Stuttgart. Stuttgart again we have same spelling and the pronunciation in English is also same. Köln. Köln is called Cologne in English, C-O-L-O-G-N-E, Cologne. Nuremberg is called Nuremberg in English, Nuremberg, N-U-R-E-M-B-E-R-G, Nuremberg. Augsburg. Augsburg has the same spelling in English, but the pronunciation is Augsburg. Frankfurt. Frankfurt has the same spelling in English, but it is pronounced as Frankfurt. Berlin. Berlin is called Berlin in English, same spelling. Wien is called as Vienna in English, V-I-E-N-N-A, Vienna. And Genf is called as Geneva in English, G-E-N-E-V-A, Geneva. You can find this out and Google it also. Okay? Good. Now we come to email writing, email schreiben. Übung 18. Du bekommst eine Mail von Ben. Lies the mail. So first we will read the mail. Let us see what is Ben saying to us. lieber or lieber dash. Grüß dich, wir sind drei. Mein Vater Rudolf, meine Mutter Sophie und ich. Wir wohnen in München. München liegt in Süddeutschland. Meine Adresse ist Hanauer Straße 19, München. Und meine Telefonnummer ist 00498914199397. Wie viele seid ihr zu Hause? Wie ist deine E-Mail? Wie ist deine Adresse? Und deine Telefonnummer? Bist du auf Facebook? Schreib bald. Ciao, Ben. So what all is he saying? He is telling about his family. How many members are there? Who are they? Where do they live? His address? His telephone number. All this he has said about himself. And he is asking us about our family. How many members we have in our home? Our address and our telephone number. And apart from that, he is asking whether we have an account in Facebook. So we have to reply to this email. Let's go to the next slide to reply to the email. Schreib Ben eine Antwort. Schreib ins Heft. So we have to now reply to the email. So since we are writing to Ben, we have to say lieber Ben or hallo Ben. Then give a comma. Start right below H or L without giving any space, and we are going to start with a small letter. So for example, I will give you a sample email how to write. You can write it in your own words later. Zum Beispiel, hallo Ben, grüß dich, wir sind 4 zu Hause. Mein Vater Sanjay, meine Mutter Swati, meine Schwester Ankita und ich. Wir wohnen in Chinchwad. Chinchwad liegt bei Pune. Meine Adresse ist Gandhi Road, Sector number 28, Chinchwad, Pune. Meine Telefonnummer ist 020 2765 4321. So we have replied to all his answers, and then we have to say whether we are there on Facebook or not. Nein, ich bin nicht auf Facebook, aber ich bin auf WhatsApp. Bist du auf WhatsApp? Viele Grüße, Vaishnavi. Okay? In this way you can reply to the email. So I hope you can do it. Now we come to Aussprache, pronunciation, and the topic this time is Intonation, Sprechmelodie. So if you observe, each sentence has a melody in it. Either you take the melody upwards or downwards or keep it still. It has a lot to do with your tone. If you are being too polite, the tone goes upwards. If you are speaking flatly, it goes straight. And if you want to show that the sentence has come to an end, if there is a full stop at the end, the intonation goes down. So they have used the arrows up, down and straight to indicate that. Let us see how it happens. Hör dich nach, lies dann laut. So here we have some examples and the intonations. For example, intonation going up, the first one. Ist das Hans? Ist das Hans? The intonation goes up. Hast du Geschwister? Und du? All of the times the intonation goes up. Now let us see how intonation goes down. Wo wohnt Peter? Wohnt in Bern. Wie alt ist er? Er ist 13. Here every time if you have A simple sentence where there is a full stop at the end, the intonation mostly goes down to indicate that the sentence is over. But also in case of some questions, the intonation goes down, mostly if it is a WH question. If it is a WH question, the intonation also goes down. Wo wohnt Peter? Wie alt ist er? So, although it is a question, it is a WH question, so we tend to take the intonation down. But if it is a no question, mostly the intonation goes up. If you see again in the first line, all the questions are a yes no question. So the intonation goes up. Ist das Hans? Wo wohnt Peter? If you see the difference, ist das Hans? Up. Wo wohnt Peter? It goes down. Hast du Geschwister? Wie alt ist er? Hast du Geschwister? It goes up. But wie alt ist er? It goes down. And then we have intonation going straight. It does not go down nor up because we want to indicate that the sentence is not yet over. For example, hör gut zu und sprich dann nach. Hör gut zu, then we have a straight intonation to indicate that the sentence is not yet over. And then und sprich dann nach. Here the intonation goes down to indicate that the sentence is over. Hör gut zu und sprich dann nach. Wie heißt du und wo wohnst du? Wie heißt du? Straight it goes to show that the question is not yet over. Wie heißt du und wo wohnst du? It goes down to show that question is over. Das sind Tina, Hans und Sabine. So das sind Tina. This intonation shows that it is not yet over. Hans, again it is not over. Und Sabine, now it is over. So you take the intonation down. Das sind Tina, Hans und Sabine. Correct? So let us revise again. Intonation goes up in case of a or a yes no question. Intonation goes down in case of a WH question or a simple statement with a full stop at the end. And intonation goes straight to indicate that the sentence or the question is not yet over. Correct? Great. So now exercise number 2. Hör gut zu und sprich nach, lies dann laut. Okay, so we have to listen to this again. So here what are they saying? Polite is equal to intonation going up. Intonation going up. Like we saw earlier, if you want to be too polite, you take the intonation up. For example, wie heißt du? Wo wohnst du? Wie alt bist du? This is too polite. So it goes up. Okay. Now, before we go to the next exercise, we will listen to the audio.
Aussprache, Sprechmelodie. Übung 1. Hör zu und sprich nach.
Ist das Hans? Hast du Geschwister? Und du? Wo wohnt Peter? Er wohnt in Bern. Wie alt ist er? Er ist 13. Hör gut zu und sprich dann nach. Wie heißt du und wo wohnst du? Das sind Tina, Hans und Sabine.
Übung 2. Hör zu und sprich nach.
Wie heißt du? Wo wohnst du? Wie alt bist du?
Übung 3. Zeichnet die Pfeile und übt zu zweit. Zeichnet die Pfeile means draw the arrow. So you have to draw the arrow at either going up or down or straight. And then you have to practice in a pair of two. A will say, Wie alt bist du? Here the arrow will go up if it is too polite. Or in a simple way of asking, Wie alt bist du? Here it will go down. Ich bin Vaishnavi. So here it will go down because it is a sentence. Full stop is there. Und du? Here it will definitely go up. Ich bin Aryan. Here again it will go down. So this is one example. For other dialogues to practice, they have given more questions below. Wo wohnst du? Wie viele seid ihr zu Hause? Wie heißen deine Geschwister? These are the questions with which we can practice this dialogue. Great. Now we have one more Aussprache exercise in Arbeitsbuch. Aussprache, Wortakzent. Pronunciation and emphasis is on. So we have already seen syllables and the emphasis on different syllables in the first chapter, second chapter. Correct? So now here are some more examples and we have to decide which syllable is being stressed upon. First we will start with Übung 1. Sprich die Beispiele und klopfe bei stressed syllable auf den Tisch. So what here we have examples of words which always have the stress on the first syllable. So first we have two syllabic words, stress on first syllable. Kursbuch, Wortschatz, Stammbaum. There are two syllables, stress on the first one. Next one we have three syllables, stress on the first one. Arbeitsbuch, Arbeitsbuch. Three syllables, stress on R, Arbeitsbuch. Großeltern, Groß. Three syllables, stress is on groß. Bausteine, Bausteine. There are three syllables, stress is on Bau, Bausteine. Similarly, we have four syllabic words, stress on first one. Mitteldeutschland, Mitteldeutschland. Four syllables, stress is on me, Mitteldeutschland. Kreuzworträtsel. Kreuzworträtsel means crossword puzzle. Kreuzworträtsel. Stress is on Kreuz. Reihenübung. Reihenübung. So the stress is on Reihe. Reihenübung means row exercise. Okay. So now we have to categorize the words given in exercise number 2 into the following table. The first category is two syllabic word with stress on first one. Second category is three syllabic word, stress on first one. And third category is three syllabic word, stress on the middle one. Okay, let us see. Deutschland. Deutschland comes under first category. 13, again first category. Facebook, first category. Geburtsort. Geburtsort. There are three syllables, but the stress is on the middle one. Burt. Geburtsort. Geburtsort. So the stress is on the second one. So it is coming under the last category. Geburtstag. Again here it is under third category. Last category, stress is on the middle one. Geburtstag. Hausnummer. Second category. There are three syllables, stress is on house. Hausnummer. Süddeutschland. Again, second category. Vorname, second category. And Wohnort, it is first category. Okay. Then we have exercise number 3. Üb zu zweit. Liest ein Wort aus der Kopf bei Stresssyllable authentisch und wiederholt. So this is just a practice. This is just to practice the stressed syllables. We have already understood the concept, and they are saying that we have to always clap or knock on the table whenever you are saying out the stressed syllable for practice. You can do this on your own if you want. Okay, good.